We're joined today by Lee Thomas, Chairman, President, and CEO of Rayonier. Lee, can you tell us a little bit about how the global economic market struggles has impacted Rayonier's business?
Well, you know, Rayonier, we're fortunate in that we have a pretty diverse business base. So parts of it have really not been affected much, and that's because of the global nature of that business, where we manufacture and ship products all around the world. On the other hand, our timber business, which is at the core of our REIT, we've seen impact from the depressed housing market. So our sawlog business is really off. But with timber, what you do is you just let those trees grow, and they'll add value every year. On the other hand, the pulpwood business, the smaller trees, has actually held up fairly well. So overall, we've come through it, I think, in pretty good shape.
And do you see any of these issues resolving themselves in 2010?
You know, I really don't on our saw timber business, and that's because it's really all about housing. And until we see housing get back to a stronger level, that'll continue to be a depressed market. Pulpwood, we think, will continue to be a good market, and our manufactured products, we think, will continue to be a good market.
And what steps has Rayonier taken to strengthen its balance sheet this year?
You know, we went into this we've always been relatively conservative as far as debt is concerned, so we had a strong balance sheet. On the other hand, we had a note coming due the end of this year, so we've gone out and done financing. We did a 6-year convertible at 4.25%, so we're in very good shape as far as liquidity is concerned. And as a matter of fact, I'm hoping to see some good opportunities from an acquisition point of view.
How close are those opportunities? I know a lot of people we've talked to, they said, you know, they're looking, but they're just not seeing it yet.
Well, we really haven't seen the ones that we hope will show up. Timberland prices have held up fairly well, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for good timberland. We've got about 2.5 million acres of timberland now around the U.S. and down in New Zealand. But I'm hoping in 2010 we may see some.
And you mentioned your balance sheet is in good stead now. If you do begin to see some of these opportunities, will you have to make some moves to fund yourself for those acquisitions?
We would. We've got a good position now. We certainly have very good borrowing capacity, and that's basically what we'd look at.
Great. And what do you think has been the main lesson that the industry has learned going through this difficult time?
I think it's all about not being over-leveraged. I think that we were in good shape, but I think a number of companies weren't in terms of the kind of leverage they had. So restoring that balance sheet, getting themselves back in a solid position is something many other companies have had to go through during the last year. With us, we had a good balance sheet. We've got good cash flows. We didn't have any problem covering our dividend. So we've come through it very well. But I would say leverage is the lesson people have learned.
And I know here at REIT World, you're obviously meeting with a lot of investors. Are you hearing a number from them in terms of leverage that they'd like to see your company at, or maybe companies in general?
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I think with the timber companies, it's a very different picture than a lot of the REITs. So it's almost an apple and orange discussion when you talk to analysts about our companies versus some others.
Great. Lee, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
For REIT.com, I'm Matt Bishar.